There we go. Awesome. So yeah, my name is Dennis Mbuthia Karugo, as I mentioned, and I'm doing my second year uh, in masters in game development. So this is the reason why I still chose this photo is because I'm going to tell you about my experience. I had never witnessed the 4 full seasons, and this is the most iconic part of it all that I really and did get to enjoy. And yeah, so just before I get to that, let me just tell you a bit more about what I do. So I've taken part in the serious games course and applied user experience, and I'm actually using this. That's what I'm doing this semester, the applied user experience part. And in my previous semester, we did do my first semester, we did do a game that was about using a digital narrative tool called DAIG to develop a game that was kind of narrative based and just teaching you how to make decisions within story-based games with the visuals. And this was actually developed by one of the professors, and so it was really good to meet somebody who created a tool that was going to be used for digital narration. And yeah, it was fun. Yeah, and so I work as I mentioned before, at the international office and also as an administrator at the Sweden Game Arena. So when I came here, I ended up making a number of friends. So these are some of my friends, just but a few of them. Um, and this was actually, I think this was a going away party. So if you look outside the window, it's still a bit, um, eh, yeah, there's still a bit of snow somewhere on the side, and there I am with a scarf. So other people are in t-shirts while I am fully just wearing an entire jacket, just because of how cold it is, at least for me. Um, yeah, and then I had the first experience to watch Bandy. So this is also another a very close friend of mine. It's called Mile. We are studying together, and he's also we're doing a project together. Um, so I also had the opportunity to pitch a game that I had, a board game at the science park of the, and this is usually every semester or so there's a chance for people to showcase their games, or it's called Play My Games, and you have other experts within the industry who can come and actually play the game. So, or they can test out your game, give you feedback, and also this is actually the testing session that we had. And so my game is also based on climate change, so that's actually very interesting when I saw what Lasha was able to mention. Yeah, so it's a very simple game, and people can get in and have fun immediately. So when I was able to experience Bandy, courtesy of one of our friends, and who was actually a player, a Bandy player, and this was the first time I had seen this kind of sport. So it's very different from ice hockey, because the kind of ball that they are using, I don't know whether you can be able to see it, but it's right. Let me see. Let me see if I can highlight it. It's right here. This small thing here, but it's very pink. So then you'll be able to, yeah, get to enjoy the game and the sport. Yeah. Then right after that, we went and had were introduced to a bit of fika, but the thing about it is everything here on this particular table are things that are only taken in the winter. And so these are cookies. Let me change that color to something better. Okay. So this are cookies, and then I can't remember what the name of this was, but it was very yummy. I did enjoy it, and
we call
there
it
was
peppercorn.
cocoa, pepper
Peppercorn. Yeah,
cocoa,
ginger cookies. Yes, this
ginger
is
cookies.
ginger cookies.
And this had almonds. This tart had almonds. It's like a tart, but it had almonds on it. And then you'd had glog, which you end up having some raisins and almonds also being mixed in. And this is actually a wine, but it's hot and it's non-alcoholic. That was fun. Yeah. So, and then this is what it would look like when it actually, is snowing and a bit at night. And yeah, lights all over the place, be fully ready for the cold. Yeah. Then now on my studies, so this is also a good friend of mine. She's called Madi. Here we were working on our games research. And so what you're seeing at the back there were all our notes from all the research that we had done. So we're just trying to piece it all together into that small paper that you're seeing on the computer screen there. Yeah. And then after that, we had presentation. So this is a typical setup. So we had a group session, and the two ladies here are the ones that we were having a discussion with, who are going to ask us questions, and then we ask them questions, while our professor was standing there, literally, but for a short time, and just to engage with us. So still, here is my gear. My winter gear is right here. Yeah, I come from Kenya is generally a very warm country. Our winter is 17 degrees, 14 to 17 degrees, while here that's kind of a bit of the lower end of summertime. So, yeah. Oh, so right after the presentation, gruesome, and then it was just now a bit of fun, just getting to relax a bit and just share out whatever it is that we have learned. And also after this, we also did have some bonding session as a class where we went to the auditorium, and then we were playing Mario Kart here. And so all these are just some of my classmates. Um, and now the interesting thing, when you come to the digital narration place, this is actually what you're going to be having. You have access to this particular room to be able to, I don't know, do some research, and you'll get to do something to do with films and all. Then yeah, the nightlife. Yeah, so how that kind does change during the winter, where they put out a lot of lights, and then they have this stands where you can just go ahead and take photos. So it was pretty cool. And so here as some of us trying it out. So these two are actually uh, Meltem was from Turkey, and Eric was from Estonia. They were both exchange students. So they were leaving actually like 2 days after this night. So this was like our our goodbye day with them. Then we got to learn how to properly use and to place ourselves. So now we can see everybody's face. And yeah, so that's generally my experience throughout HOVDA. And one of it, as I mentioned, that we have a lot of um, um, uh, study sessions together, and group assignments. There are many, so you just always make sure that you bring your best to the table, because most of the coursework, they try, yes, you can do it individually, and you can, or do it as a team, and when you're working as a team, you just bring your best foot forward so that everybody succeeds. And there's also a lot of peer learning. So some of the things that I didn't know, I ended up learning together with them, and it was a good experience. And the teachers are very accessible. You have a lot of assistance readily available, whether it's in terms of career or social counseling. Those are services that are available with you within the campus, and all you just need to do is just be able to reach out to the people who need it. And yeah, so I think from here we can go on straight up to question and answers. So any questions, please? Yeah, let's just check them out in the chat.
Yes, there are 2 questions in the chat, and I think these